when y'all feeling good.
Oh, I want to get married. How about you? I would love to get married.
Yeah, that shit is great and it sounds beautiful when y'all hugged up and booed up. But what is the real raw? Why do you think that what you got between your legs is so special that he's gonna change? Women gotta watch out for them I'm about to fuck up your life kind of men. When you look at marriage, it's great to be excited about the wedding. It's great to be excited about the highs. But if I'm marrying you, if I'm with you, if I'm sleeping with you, if I'm having kids with you, I need to idolize the relationship. So I don't understand how you skip and hop and flip-flop over the marriage piece, but go straight to what ties you together regardless. Welcome to another episode of the That's Scary with Meloney P podcast. I'm your girl, Meloney P, and we are here to have a conversation. Listen, let's cut to the chase, boo, because marriages, baby mamas, all types of shit has been everywhere on social media. And I shouldn't even say marriages because ain't nobody getting married. From what it seems like, they're out here just having babies. But what triggered this episode was the Janae Echo and Big Sean, that is, interview or conversation that Big Sean had with Charlamagne the God. I'm gonna play a snippet of this interview and we gotta talk about it. So let me play this.
Stopping y'all from getting married. Now, y'all already did one of those secret industry weddings.
No, there has not been a secret industry marriage. It's a little personal, you know what I mean? But just to be real with you, just like any people who have dealt with love, we've had our ups and downs, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's still finding the right navigation through it all. To me, marriage symbolizes the best relationship. People be like, oh, you gotta get married. To me, I feel like having a relationship is first and foremost, and marriage is a byproduct of that. And I feel like a lot of people get the idea of oh, you have to get married. But then it's to me, that's almost a fear-based way of thinking too, because then people be getting divorced. The divorce rate's so fucking high. And I'm not discounting anything, and I'm not saying that we aren't gonna get married. But what I'm saying is that it's just, and I don't like putting our personal business out there like that either. But there's a lot of work that needs to be done, I feel like, in general.
Well, take it from somebody who's been with their woman for 26 years, right? It's always gonna be ups and downs.
Period.
The work's never gonna stop.
Yeah.
Especially raising
26
kids.
years?
Been with her 26 years. Got married in 2014.
Oh,
so
shit.
you're married with 10.
Wow.
So it's gonna always be ups and downs.
So what took you 16 years to get married?
I don't know.
Exactly. It's kind of a hard
I really
thing
don't know. I really, truly, honestly don't know. In my mind, I felt like I wasn't where I needed to be. Right, but I did know this is the person I want to be with for the rest of my life. So my mentality is, hey, I already know it's gonna be. It's nothing's. No relationship is gonna be perfect all the time. So if you're thinking that you gotta wait for this fairy tale magical awakening where everything's gonna be all good all the time, it's just no. That's not the way life is.
No. I don't think it's that. I think that it's just seeing so many different. The thing about Janae is that we have so many relationships. It's being peers, being in a group together, parents, romantic, all that. It's a crazy connection because no matter what, we're always going to be tied together, no matter what. So I think that doesn't discount that she and me both have to be on the same page. Not to.
So let me just stop that right there. First of all, let me start with something good and something nice. I truly, truly love Big Sean. I love his music. I love his attention to the mental health field and, him advocating for Black men and their mental health and going to therapy. I really, really, really love how Charlamagne the God, as a older Black man, gave him wisdom. I've been married for 20 plus, or I've been with this lady for 20 plus years, married for all these years, and you're always going to have issues. You're always going to have problems. And that's just what it is. That doesn't stop because you get married. So for me, two things that there's several things, but two things that really stuck out to me on a positive level was, Big Sean, I love you. I love, what you do as far as the mental health space. Charlamagne the God, I love seeing older Black men speak to and speak through the younger Black men, especially coming from a place of maturity, right? So, get a family, marry your wife. Marry your woman, live the dream. It's going to be ups and downs, but do the right thing. I love that conversation. And that's where the positivity stops. I'm joking, but I don't know what Big Sean was talking about. What stands out to me is that he has been with Jhené Aiko for at least 9 years. And for someone to ask, hey, you've been with this woman for 9 years. You have impregnated her. You have a child with her. You have businesses with her. When y'all going to get married? Why would that question trip you up so much and make you say a bunch of nothing? For him to put the emphasis on, oh, well, marriage is supposed to be the most ultimate relationship and that should be the best relationship. Did you not know that when you brought a child into this world with this woman? I will never, for the life of me, understand men who bring children into this world and think that it's so far-fetched and so marriage, what's that? Who think that's just such a dumb question or such a outlandish question for someone to ask. And these are my views. I'm very traditional child, talk about it all the time, but make an honest woman out of these women. Okay? Why would that be your response to, he was stumbling, fumbling, talking in circles, saying a bunch of nothing. And it was very awkward to see. If I was Jhené Aiko, I would truly, truly kind of be embarrassed by his response. I think that for whatever reason, he was caught off guard by the question. And he really, truly said a bunch of nothing. I just don't understand. I respect you, and I'm holding up air quotes, and love you enough to lock myself to you for 18 years, to bring a child in this world. So regardless, bringing a kid into the world to me is almost deeper than marriage. So I don't understand how you skip and hop and flip flop over the marriage piece, but go straight to what ties you together regardless. If you married and it don't work out, you can get divorced and never see that person ever again. But you bring a child into this world, I really feel like a man and a woman, but in this case, you have a responsibility to complete this that you started. Not to take it to the Bible, but the Bible does say a man that finds a wife finds a good thing and finds favor from the Lord. And I really get that scripture because to me, God is going to favor you for starting a family and building a family together in the right way. So of course, God is going to give you favor. Here's the thing. I know with these new age women, we want to say that, not every woman wants to be married and that's just not everybody's thing. I would venture to assume that Jhené Aiko, being the Pisces that she is, wants to be married. I can just tell if I had to just guess. I don't think that she's just fine with having a second baby by a second man and being a second baby mama without having this thing locked in. His explanation was stupid. You have a baby, you have businesses, you have songs together. You've already passed, you've surpassed the marriage piece. You've skipped all over that and went straight to the shit that locked you in. Y'all money locked in, y'all locked in through the kid, but marriage, that's what makes you stumble over your words. I'm gonna tell you this too. when I saw his response, it immediately made me look at him as a little boy. And I do not mean that in a demeaning way. I don't mean that in a denigrating way at all. But hearing his response to a grown man question, I will now forever not see him as a grown ass man. I just see him as a male. One of the things that I heard some black man saying, there's a difference between being a male and being a man. Now, I ain't say this. I heard another black man say it, so I'm just going to repeat it because I agree with it. And I thought it was very interesting. He said that there's a difference between being just a male and being basically a grown-ass man. So this video makes me look at him. He's a male, but I don't see a man. And that's just my opinion, because I just feel like, why half do the shit? Why bring a baby into this world and not even respect the mother enough to think that this is somebody that you see a long-term future with? I definitely believe God favors the man that locks his family in. And then he tries to say that marriage is supposed to symbolize the best relationship, and having the best relationship should be like the goal or whatever. Now, here's the thing. I will agree with him on that. And I think because we're skipping around in the order of things, this is why it's not making sense to him and probably not making sense to us. People idealize marriage. People idealize weddings. Am I saying that word right? People idolize the big wedding, the honeymoon period, buying your first house, having your first baby. People idolize those things. And when I feel like when people look at marriage, they look at marriage and they see those high moments. But that is so wrong. When you look at marriage, it's great to like be excited about the wedding. It's great to be excited about the highs. But if I'm marrying you, if I'm with you, if I'm sleeping with you, if I'm having kids with you, I need to idolize the relationship. So I do understand, and I really do agree with what Big Sean is attempting to say here. But the issue I have with it is that if you don't feel like your relationship is the ultimate best relationship, why are you having sex with her and bringing kids into the situation? That's where I just don't agree. But I definitely agree with, people just focus on those highlights. People just think about the happy moments. But like Charlamagne the God said, if you get married today, next year, 5 years from now, you're still always and should be a work in progress. Because you get married don't mean that, oh snap, now we're married so we don't have any problems, and oh snap, we don't have any issues to work through. For me personally, I would be more equipped and feel more comfortable working through issues with my husband than a man that I just had a baby with. Because like, who are you to me? So I feel like these men, these males who kind of have the same sentiments as Big Sean, you have these sentiments, you're confused, you're stumbling over your words because you did not do stuff in the right order, right? Now, my smoke is not only for Big Sean, it's for Big Sean for him, because he's the man, he's the leader, he's the head. And at the end of the day, I feel like he should be moving and operating like a leader, like the head. But Janae Aiko, she is not innocent in this. These women who have babies by these men and there's no marriage in sight, you're just as at fault as the man. Women got to watch out for them I'm about to fuck up your life kind of men. Okay? There's a lot of I'm about to fuck up your life kind of niggas out here. Everywhere. Okay? And here's the thing. Sometimes it's very difficult to see them coming and to understand, because sometimes they'll come in and all the shit is gravy. It's good. It feels good. Oh, snap. We in a honeymoon period. But I think that where couples and where, women and men miss the boat is that they're coming into relationships from a idealizing, if I'm saying that word right, component. Like they're coming into it from the highs of just meeting, the highs of the honeymoon, the highs of the first time you have sex, the highs of the first time I say I love you, the highs of your first trip together, the highs of, just that first 90 days to a year, those highs. But as grown ass people, what is the long-term goal? Everything has a high. Half the people in this world at a job right now that they hate, but it's the same job that they prayed to God for because of the high of it, right? When you first get a job, you want to give it your best. You're excited to go to work. You love it. But then 3 months down the line, a year down the line, you hate this job. You're looking for another job. You despise the job. You know why? Because it's a job. No matter how much you loved it in the beginning, no matter how much you prayed for it in the beginning, every job is going to have its fucking highs and its lows and its bullshit. So are you just going to quit every job that you have? You know what I'm saying? Because it has its highs and its lows. Maybe you're not, maybe you are. I don't know. But at the end of the day, we have to be much more in our minds. And as women, unfortunately, more smarter, which is improper English. You got to be smarter. Because these men, they come in sheep's clothing? They come in wolves clothing? I don't know however it goes. But anyway, wolves in sheep's clothing, I think is how it goes. But anyway, they're out there. And they're searching for you and they're going to sweep you off their feet. But here's where you're not innocent because they give you the red flags. They give you the red flags and you totally miss them. So let's move on to somebody else. Miracle Watts. Miracle Watts is in the same boat. Now, about a month ago, Miracle Watts was on TikTok talking about, is it wrong if a man won't marry you after being with you for a certain amount of years? Is it disrespectful if y'all both agree that y'all want marriage? Let me repeat what she said.
Do you see yourself getting married? Of course. Of course. I better see myself getting married soon. I have a question. Do y'all think it's disrespectful for a man not to marry a woman after being with her for a certain amount of years if they both agree that, marriage is something that they want? I do. And yeah, we're coming up on that time, but so you better get it together.
Miracle Watts, baby mama number 2 of Tyler Lepley, who left his last baby mama with an 8-month-old baby, allegedly, is now saying that now that she's the new baby mama, she definitely want to get married. Her and Tyler Lepley talked about getting married. And now she's asking us if we think it's disrespectful if y'all have talked about, you and your man talk about getting married. It's years going by. Y'all not married. The clock is ticking. Is the man wrong? Here's the thing. Miracle Watts is in a very different boat because allegedly Tyler Lepley, I keep calling this man Tyler Perry. Tyler Lepley left his last baby mama with an 8-month-old baby to go be with you, allegedly. So what do you think, if with that kind of track record, why do you think that what you got between your legs is so special that he's going to change? Here's the thing. Maybe he is going to change, but you got to look at people's track records. To me, if I'm with a man that left his baby mama with an 8-month-old, I don't want you. An 8-month-old? This thing ain't even 1 yet. It's not even walking, talking, or anything, and you feel like you'll leave her? Then what do I anticipate that you would do to me? So if I see how you move and how you moved in the past, why would I not anticipate or prepare myself to make sure that that does not happen to me? So if Miracle Watts is someone who respects and appreciates and covets the thought of marriage, why would you have a baby by Tyler Lepley, who left his baby mama with the 8-month-old, and then be wondering why it's been a year or so and y'all not married? See, that's where it kind of just throws me off, because it's just like, okay, that ain't making sense. If anything, it would make me more so want to make sure we're on the same page. And I feel like she was very strategic in that question to us saying, she said, do you think it's disrespectful for a man not to marry a woman after being with her for a certain amount of years? And she says specifically if they both agree that marriage is what they want. Now, I think that Miracle Watts added that sentence in there because in her mind, she's thinking, okay, we talked about it. We agreed that we both want it. Okay, that makes me feel safe and secure enough to have a baby by you, move in with you, and trust the fact that you are going to marry me because we talked about it. We agreed on it. We shook hands on it, you know? That is not enough. Here's the thing. It is so easy to say. It is so easy to say, child, because I have been and am there, okay? It's so difficult to see this and to think like this when you're in the honeymoon happiness of them all, like in that type of phase. I remember when I moved in with my fiance, or whatever you want to call him. My mom said to me, she said, do not move in with that man and not be married. She said, do not move in with that man and not be married. And I was like, and she knows me and she knows how I am about, you know, doing things in a traditional manner. She knows how I am and I know how I am. And I was like, child, we good. He would never, ever do that to me, you know, whatever. We have a plan. We have a plan. And it's so good and so cute and so pretty to have a plan in your mind. But if there's no action, if there's no nothing going with it, that shit can go left immediately. Having a random pillowcase, pillow talk kind of conversation with your boo after y'all done had sex, or, you know, when y'all feeling good. Oh, you know, I want to get married. How about you? You know, I would love to get married, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that shit is great. And it sounds beautiful when y'all hugged up and booed up. But what is the real raw? What's the real raw of it? Do you really want to get married? Like, and here's the thing. Women don't have to be pushy about it. We don't have to push nobody. You shouldn't push anybody to do something that they don't want to do. But at the end of the day, Miracle, you and Tyler sitting in bed, having that pillow talk, having a random conversation about getting married and both wanting to get married, that don't do shit. And I feel like we got to be stronger than our feelings. We have to be stronger than our emotions. Unfortunately, women especially, we got to look out for ourselves, and we cannot go and be driven by emotions and love, because love is not enough. And even with, you know, Janae Aiko, I feel like she's a great sexual partner to have. All her songs are very highly sexual, pussy fairy on the way, riding dick, this, that, and the third. But she is not married to that man. She's not even engaged to that man. And that man proposed to the lady that passed away, that drowned in the water. He proposed to her after 3 or 4 months. And they ain't have no kids together. But you've been with him for 9 years and he's saying, I don't know. Listen, stop idealizing marriage and start focusing on relationship. I always say in my podcast, run that motherfucker like a business. And listen, who am I to say? I've been through it. I'm going through it. I've been through it. I'm probably older than most of y'all listening. So at the end of the day, who best to tell you but somebody who has made the mistakes and made it to the other side? Now I want to jump down really quickly to Joy Chavis. Joy Chavis. Now, Joy Chavis is another woman. Her story is different. She's pregnant by Trevon Diggs. This is her third baby by her third celebrity. Never married. Never really in a relationship with none of these men from what I see. 3 baby showers, 3 baby daddies, 0 marriages. Now, is she wrong? Is she right? I've seen a lot of chatter online talking about her. And it's kind of stumped me. It's kind of stumped me because one celebrity man, one baby daddy, okay. I get it. Two celebrity baby daddy, two celebrity baby. Okay. That time Future didn't quite make sense to me because he is the industry passed around in my opinion. So that doesn't quite make sense. But now 3 and y'all already broke up before the baby even is born. So then I'm thinking, okay, let me put myself in Joy's shoes because there has to be a rhyme and a reason behind this. Like why? Why, Financial stability, access, lifestyle, luxurious lifestyle. Really, you ain't got to work because all your baby daddies are rich. Jobs, you know what I'm saying? Because now you can be one of the reality TV stars because you got a baby by Future, a baby by Little Bow Wow, a baby by Trayvon, And those are really all I can think of. She ain't rich. She's not broke. She has her own businesses. She already has 2 other kids. There's nothing wrong. Let me just say this. There's nothing wrong with falling in love, having a baby by, maybe 1 or 2 different men with the hope and prayer that at least the second man you are going to be married to. But I guess for me, I don't remember seeing her in a relationship with any of these men. And having a teenage daughter, yeah, it ain't fair because you a human and you go through your ups and downs like everybody else. Having a teenage daughter look at you and look at how you're moving and making moves like that is scary with Meloney P. I have a teenage daughter. And when I moved in with my fiance after preaching, don't ever move in with a man without being married, that shit made me that bothered me. That bothered me because I'm like, oh my God, what kind of example am I to my daughter moving in with a man that I'm not legally married to at the time? So I felt bad right there. But imagine my baby seeing me have baby with him, baby with him, baby with him, baby with him, baby shower with him, baby shower. You know what I'm saying? I get financial stability. I don't know. Right? So let's look at the cons. The cons is your babies are watching you. Your kids are watching you bounce around from man to man, getting pregnant. There's nothing wrong with having these babies. It's beautiful. But there is something wrong with the fact that you're getting pregnant by every rich man and you're not even in a relationship with these men. I don't know. I get it. Look, I get it. Have her baby by a rich nigga and live your life. I get that part. I really do. I really do. But Future? Because now I'm thinking, damn, you having unprotected sex with a bunch of niggas who you are not even in a relationship with. You're legit having unprotected sex in the industry. Unless you're intentionally having these babies. I just don't know. I just don't know. Now, the caveat to that is that men are doing it, right? Men are doing it. They're so look at Future, look at Nick Cannon. Men are bouncing around, putting their seed in any and everything that walks, having babies here, having babies there, having babies everywhere. But obviously we know it's a double standard. People are not going to look at a man who has a bunch of kids from a bunch of different women in the same way that they're going to look at a woman that has a bunch of baby daddies from a bunch of different men. It's just unfortunately a double standard and it truly, truly sucks. I just don't get it. And my friend was like, I would have stopped at that first or second baby shower. I saw clips online of Joy and Trayvon at that baby shower, and it was very much giving cringe. It was very much giving cringe because you could tell that they were not together. You can tell that he was not like, oh, so happy that he's having a baby by this girl. You can tell that there was really no love, shit, barely like in that kiss. It's one clip going around where I guess she had a gift and she opened it for everybody to see. And then she like turns to kiss him and he kisses her almost as if, oh, this wasn't a part of the deal, bitch. I ain't want to kiss you. You know, like that's what it's giving. And being pregnant, having babies is already such a sensitive time for a woman. I just could not imagine having a baby without a loving, supportive husband or father there to help you that I knew was going to be there for me and that I'm building a family with. Like, what is her thought process? Because I don't think she's made it past a couple of months with any of these men, either before or after the baby was born. So how does that look? How does that feel? But shit, we poor and she rich. So, I mean, that could, at the end of the day, I will say that money fixes a lot of problems. And if you have a nanny, you can drop them kids off to the nanny, live your life, and I guess find the next baby daddy at the end of the day. Shit, I don't know. Because thinking about it that way, having all the money you need to just go and do and travel and live your life and have a nanny and all this stuff. Now that does sound pretty good, but I feel like she could have stopped at baby number 2. I don't truly think that she thought her and Trevon was going to be together forever. Y'all not married. Y'all wasn't engaged. Like, why do we have to have these babies? Like, the key here, if a man don't think enough of you to marry you, then you should think more of yourself to have a baby by this man. And I'm talking to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a nigga won't marry you, like, there is a order of how things are supposed to go. There's an order. And the Bible says, or my pastor used to say, do things decently and in order. And when you start doing things that aren't aligning and they're not in order and they're not decent, and now you skipping step 1 to go to step 3, skipping step 3 to go to step 5, going back to step 2, you done missed step 1. This is why things are not working out, because you're not doing things in the proper order, you know? At the end of the day, my takeaways are this. Watch out for them I'm about to fuck your life up ass niggas. Number 1. Number 2, do not have a baby with a man who has not put a ring on your finger and y'all are planning a wedding, actively planning a wedding. Y'all have a wedding date. You moving towards a wedding date. That's your man. That's your boo. And number 3, I ain't got no notes. Listen, y'all, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let me know your thoughts. Like, I really want to know your thoughts as it relates, especially to Joy, right? Even, Evelyn Lozada. You know, has she ever been married? She was married to Chad Ochocinco for what, a month or 2 before he allegedly beat her up. And I'm going to tell you who I actually love. I love Chad Ochocinco and his fiance, Rel. She's an independent woman with her own business, with her own money, engaged to Chad Ochocinco. I think he want the wedding more so than she do. They might be married. Are they married? They're not married, but they're engaged. I love their energy. I love their vibe. I love their family. I just love how she's doing it. Yeah, she's not technically married. I don't think she is engaged, but they seem and appear to have a healthy relationship. And she has her own money to where she really don't need him. He's just an add-on. You know, I like how she moves. I really, really do. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about all the baby daddies, all the baby showers. Ooh, the baby showers. How many baby showers by different men is too many? Listen, y'all, I will catch you guys in the next episode.